So how did you get Michael to Nike? How did that happen?
Well, that summer, Michael and I were pretty much inseparable. All during that summer, I just it dawned on me that he would be an excellent person to be in the Nike family, and that. And so I talked to him about it. I say, after the Olympics are over, you should come with Nike. And Michael would always say, Coach, I'm telling you, man, I am not going with Nike. I'm an Adidas guy. And I said, okay, what are you going to do if you go up there and they ask you, put up enough money that you can't say no? He said, I'm just going to take the contract back to Adidas and say, you match this and we got a deal. Well, at that time, there was no such thing as a signature shoe. And so in the contract, it said that Nike would have a signature shoe, Air Jordan, and so forth. And so Adidas did not want to do that. And
Adidas refused to give a signature shoe to match that part of the contract.
To match that part of the contract. And so then that left Nike, and he still really wasn't ready to surrender in that. And so now the thing is, let's try to get him up to Nike for a meeting. And so one day after we finished pool play with the '84 team, there was a free day. So I told Michael, I said, Michael, come on, let's go over and meet. Sonny Vaccaro's going to meet us in Santa Monica, and he wants to talk to you about the Nike thing. And Michael says, Coach, I'm telling you, I am not going. I'll go over here because I need to get you off my ass, He said, but he said, I'm going to go. And he went over and he listened and all that. And then he said, I asked him afterwards, what do you think? Same thing. I don't want to be with Nike. So Michael's mom now gets involved in it, and she says, if someone comes to you, son, and says, I can make your life much better and successful, don't you think we ought to at least listen? Let's go up and listen and hear what they have to say. And then if you still don't want to do it, then fine. But people try to pass around who got him to go up to the meeting. Well, the truth of the matter is his mom got him to go up to the meeting. If you go back and you look at the movie Air,
yes,
Affleck goes down to Florida to meet with Michael and tell him about the movie and ask him for his approval. And so Michael said to him, I'll approve it on 3 conditions. And he said, what? He said, George Raveling has to be in it, Howard White has to be in it, who's a Nike VP, and his mother. And his mother must be played by Viola Davis.
That's a true story, huh?
Yeah, it's a true story. And he knew that was Michael's way of telling you, okay, you heard all these fictional stories. This guy did this and this guy did this. At the end of the day, it was his way of saying, my mom was the one who really got me to Nike. And of course, he had at that time he had one of the 2 best agents in sports with David Falk.
Yes.
And so it was David's idea about the Air Jordan shoe, and his mom had put in about the 5 cents per shoe on royalties and so forth. And so now you got Michael at Nike.
Up in Oregon.
Yes, in Portland, Oregon. But here's the thing. It was the first time in the history of business a Fortune 500 company is now using a black person to be the face of their company. That's a hell of a historic fact in itself. And then of course the rest is history with what he's done for the moving product over the years. And it's hard. I've said this to my wife a few times over the years. It's hard to go out for a day and somewhere you don't see someone with that swoosh sign on, and with that Jumpman on it. And the other thing I would say, in all sincerity, I think as great a player as Michael Jordan was, I think he's a greater human being. People don't know a lot of the things that he's done behind the scenes. He would get criticism because he doesn't do this. That's all BS. I know personally things that he's done that the public doesn't know, that we're helping people live a better life. But he's just not one of those guys that's going out there and bragging on himself.
Do you ever, at any point in time, George Raveling, have you ever looked at Jordan and said, "I told you about Nike"? You ever have that one?
No.
Never. Like, look at everything. I told you. Never once, huh?
I wouldn't dare say that to him.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.